Well, welcome, guys. This is, I'm getting, my hair is all crazy. Oh, well. Welcome to a new consultant. Welcome. Normally we call this like a new consultant training, but I wanted to kind of change the script on that and make it more of a welcome. So, for those of you who are newer, those of you who are just joining, those of you who maybe are wanting to relaunch your business or you've recently reinstated, honestly, I can't even probably count the times that I have relaunched my business over the last 10 plus years that I've been a consultant. So I don't think there's anything wrong with relaunching or restarting or hitting the refresh button on the things that you're doing. So don't let that intimidate you. If you're someone who feels stuck or anything like that, you can always just give yourself a refresh. That's what this business is. One of the most amazing things I think with this business is the ability to do just that. We do have the wiggle room, so to speak, to work this business around our lives, incorporate it into what we love around our family time, around our me time, around vacation, sickness, all the things, right? And um, I think that that's pretty darn special. And so please remember when you are talking to whether it's people who have already joined your team or people who are thinking about joining, that's one of the great things about this. You don't have to just jump in and run with it, and unless that's what you want to do. So starting this business, I'm going to bring it back to the beginning, back to the very beginning. And one thing that I like to ask everyone who joins me is, how do you want to start? Do you want a jump start? Do you want to jump in running? Do you want to work on earning those fast start awards that you can earn when you first join Scentsy? Is this more of a, when I have time, I'm going to get to it slash side hustle, whatever, make that car payment, pay off some debt kind of a thing? Or is this strictly more of a hobby? I just want to be able to buy the Scentsy that I love when I want it and get the perks of being a consultant and see where it goes from there. So it's kind of a three-part question. And I always like to ask that when people join me, because it helps me as a leader to really understand, what do I need to do to help everyone? Because for me, I really like to focus in on how I can be the biggest help to someone in their business. And if someone is starting and this is strictly just a, I just want to do this when I want to do this kind of a hobby, then they certainly don't want to be getting text or messages from me on every week, every other week, or whatever it is, right? They don't want that, because that's not what they're here for. So I want to tailor it to them. um, I learned very early on that when someone would join, I automatically thought that they were just joining to do it the same way I wanted to do it. And I found that it wasn't necessarily true, right? I didn't necessarily join, well, I didn't join this business to have a business. I joined as the hobbyist. I joined because I liked Scentsy. I fell in love with a scent called Echo. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Maybe it'll give me something else to do, because being a mom and working crazy hours and trying to juggle a 2.5-year-old, I had no concept of me or who I was. And so I just wanted something that was just me. And that's all I really wanted. But after about the first year and a half or so is when I finally changed my mindset. And I was like, well, I needed to change my mindset because we needed to make a car payment. And we didn't have the wiggle room in our budget to do that. And I was like, well, I've got this little Scentsy thing sitting over here. I see other people being able to make something of it. So I'm going to give it a go. And that's when my whole mindset changed. And so it started off that way. And then I was able to get to the point to where I was able to successfully make that car payment every single month consistently. And then I started kind of upping my stakes, right? I started looking at my goals differently and really looking at this as a true opportunity to say, okay, if I can make a car payment, maybe I can make a car payment and pay the electric and maybe the water or the cell phone too. And so I started working those things in, and um, it just really, I fell in love with Scentsy. And it was at that point that I discovered that this really could be whatever I wanted it to be. The effort that I put into this business is what was going to show on my commission payout every single month. And so I knew I had to figure out how it was going to best work for me. And so that's what I've done over these years. Um, of course, I'm going to say hashtag income disclosure, and I'll link it below. Results are not typical, but as we always like to say, neither are you. I told myself the story for a lot of years that I was not a salesperson. I'm not good at sales. I don't like sales. And I started telling myself so much that story that I believed I wasn't any good at sales. And so when I would have a month where I didn't get very many sales, I was like, well, duh, that's because I'm not good at sales. But again, when I changed my mindset and started thinking, well, I see other people doing this, right? Like there's got to be ways to do it. I just have to find the way that it's going to work for me. For me, it just happened to be more social media, and I was able to reach a wider audience because I didn't really have a whole lot of local customers. And I had to build that over time. I didn't wake up one Monday morning and suddenly have customers who were emailing me or messaging me wanting to order products, right? I had to put in time and effort, and I had to let everything that I was doing grow around me. And so I had to have patience. I will say that having patience and giving yourself grace in this business is going to be the number one thing that you are going to cherish because of this business. I would always be the biggest critic of myself, and still am to a fault, right? Of what I'm doing, how much I'm doing. Maybe I'm not doing it as well enough as somebody else. I'm not spending enough time doing it. I don't know how to do all of these things. I struggled along the way. Success did not come easy for me. And so really just digging in and deciding I needed to give myself grace. I needed to realize that I need to be learning. I need to be investing in myself. If I really want to make something of this or with this business, then I need to put something in, right? I had to take time to watch trainings. I worked a job that I couldn't get on. There's every single Tuesday, if you guys don't know, and we'll go over this again too, but every single Tuesday, Cincy does an all consultant training call. So no matter what your title is, where you are at in your journey, there is a brand new call every single Tuesday on a brand new topic in working your business. And I couldn't get onto those, during the week. I was working. I worked a job. I couldn't just, have it. And 9 times out of 10, I wasn't even at a desk long enough to even be able to try and sneak it in if I wanted to. So I had to find time when I got off work in between, taking care of our youngest at the time who was growing up and cooking dinner and cleaning the house, doing the laundry and running the errands. I had to put the time in. I had to figure out how it was going to work for me. So figuring that out and giving yourself the grace and giving yourself the opportunity to say, okay, this is what I want to be able to do. And I know that I need to do things to get there, right? I had to bridge that gap between where I was and where I wanted to be. And the best way to bridge that gap is to set goals and make those goals realistic. I'm sure that you guys at some point or another have heard or have watched a video or seen a post of somebody on social media or something saying, look at me, I was able to retire and now I get to do this full time. I was able to retire my spouse. We were able to pay off our entire credit card debt, right? All the things. And while yes, all of those things are possible, it didn't come overnight. It didn't come without a lot of work behind the scenes, right? They each had to take time to figure out how the business was going to work for them, what they really wanted out of it, and what they were willing to do to get it. Now, this business is not easy. It is not a get rich overnight. I like to call it building an empire. What Tracy DeMario refers to it is as building that wide foundation, right? So kind of think of building a house, right? You have to have that house on a strong foundation in order for that house to be able to withstand the storms and all of the things, right? If that foundation is not strong, it's going to crumble, and that's when your business is going to start to fall through the cracks. So really figuring out how to make that strong foundation is where you need to start. Now, there's 3 things to focus on in this business. First of all, it's something that you do have control over, and that is your personal sales. Yes, we sell things. We sell things that smell good, right? We don't sell refrigerators or dental insurance or right, we're selling things that make people happy. And that's a really great thing. So we have to be able to put behind what we're doing and be able to build up sales. That's going to look like finding new customers. That's going to look like reaching out into your community. It's going to look like showing up on some social media, probably, right? I'm not saying you got to go all in, but you're going to have a presence, because the way that the world is rolling right now, the majority of businesses even are starting to go more e-commerce, right? For goodness sake, look at Amazon. I don't even know how much money I spend. I don't want to know, rather, how much money I actually spend on Amazon in a year, but I can tell you it's probably pretty high. It's probably higher than I want to admit, but that's the way that this world is going, right? I know a lot of us here on this call, right? We will do online grocery shopping and either have it delivered to our house or go pick it up and just pop the trunk, right? Like that's the way that the world is going. And so our business, even though we sell wax and warmers and things that smell good, right? We have to go along with the way that the world is rolling. And that is e-commerce. That is having a website. That is having at least some sort of a presence on social media. You don't have to be an expert at it all, but pick the platform that you love or that you like to spend time on, and then learn that platform and spend your time really figuring it out. There's so many trainings on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, right? All of these other influencers out there are also sharing ways and how to get noticed on social media. So it doesn't even necessarily have to come directly from Cincy when you're learning all of that. So look on different ways that you can learn those things. The second part of our business is sponsoring. I only say that because you can be a Scentsy consultant and only do sales and still make a paycheck every single month. Now, are you going to make the big dollar money that you're looking to make? I don't know, right? You're going to have to sell a whole heck of a lot, okay? Because the way that our compensation plan is structured is we are able to earn 25% commission on our PRV or our sales every single month. And if we hit over 2,000 in PRV in that month, Cincy actually gives us an extra 5% bonus, meaning we'll be able to make 30% commission on just our sales. So if you were to say have a $2,000 US, $2,000 month in sales, you would receive a $600 paycheck every single month. So can you work Scentsy and pay a car payment and pay some utility bills or start to pay off that debt? Heck yes, you can, by just selling. Now, if you want to expand that to a business per se, right? When I say business, I'm really meaning like more of that side income or full, or hopefully soon to be, if that's where you're going with it, right? That full-time income. That is what we really refer to as the business aspect. And part of that is, yes, sponsoring people. And that is because the way that our compensation plan is designed is we do not get paid if someone just joins our team. We have to be working our business. We have to be having our own sales, because as a lead consultant or above, you have to have at least one active frontline every single month, and you need to at least have 500 PRV every single month in order to be able to get paid on those generational bonuses. Now, of course, you can look at that in your catalog, you can look at it on your website, on your workstation, really dig into that compensation plan. And I highly advise you to at least try to take a look at that, right? When you are really looking about how much money can I make? I will tell you that yes, I was able to retire. Now, I retired because they outsourced my position, but I was a director at that point. I'd been working my business for 8 years or 7 years at that point, and I had made it to director, which, trust me, people make it to director a lot quicker than I did and beyond. But remember, I didn't start out jumping right in. I worked it around me, and there were a lot of months I didn't put in a whole lot of work. And those were the next months where I would get that commission payout and be like, oh, all right, well, $50. Okay, well, that'll put gas in the car and that'll get me some groceries, right? Okay, cool. And I was fine with that. But being able to build a team, I was able to see the real income potential. And so when I did decide that I wasn't going to go back to work and I was going to make this business work for me, I needed to be able to at least get to the point to where I was getting close to what my career was paying me, or be able to fit it into our lifestyle, right? I needed it to happen, because while my husband has an amazing job, right, we still need an income from me as well in order to pay for all of the things. That's what life is all about. I now work this business full time. I have since 2019. I started out at that point making, because I want to be very transparent with you guys, I was probably bringing in about anywhere between 800 to maybe a little over 1,000 a month at that point in my business. I knew I needed to be able to at least double that. And so when I retired, my husband and I sat down and we really strategically looked at our own finances, and we said, okay, we made the decision to, I was going to, for the next 6 months, I was going to go 100% into Cincy. I was just going to do it. I was going to try my best. And at the end of that 6 months, we were going to look and see, okay, are we able to make it on what this Cincy business is giving me with income, or do I need to go back out into the workforce? Let me tell you, once you start working from home, you don't want to go back to the outside 9 to 5. So if that was anything that would encourage me, it was that. I didn't want to have to start getting back up at 5 a.m. every day and getting dressed and fighting the traffic and all the things that go along with, right? Like a typical 9 to 5 job, right? So it was really something that drove me. And so, yes, I had a lot riding on it. I had been the primary breadwinner in our home for years. I carried the insurance, I was the main breadwinner, all the things. And so when I turned all of that over and my husband took that on and said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to move forward in my career, you stay back and you figure out your Scentsy, I'd figure that Cincy out. Now, I had to put myself on discipline because here's the thing. If I wasn't working my business, I wasn't going to make a paycheck. So I needed to be able to work my business. I needed to be able to continue to sponsor and build my team. And then I needed to be able to teach my team how to get those sales and to sponsor their own team members and begin building their own teams. Starting in 2020, we hit, obviously, the world turned upside down. Things went a little crazy. Those of us who were here in Cincy at that time will tell you, we went through amazing hypergrowth. People were staying at home. People wanted their homes to smell good. We were technically essential because we sold cleaning products, or well, we still do, right? We sell cleaning products. And so that allowed Scentsy itself as a corporation, right, to be able to continue doing what it was doing. It allowed us the ability to do that. And for a lot of us, it really opened our eyes to see that if the world turned upside down, we could still have a business here. And we have had many success stories just within the Scented Bliss team of people who were able to promote to director and star director and were able to really allow their businesses to grow beyond what they could have imagined. That was pretty darn fantastic. I will tell you that today, working my business full time, I am a star director. I have a group of 350 people, I believe, at this point, around there. And my paychecks for where I am at in my business range anywhere from 3,000 to 4,500 a month. Now, that gives me enough money to be able to make my house payments. That takes the weight off of our home finances, right? My husband's finances. It allows us to be able to put some into savings to start rebuilding our credit because, yeah, we have debt too, right? Now, am I done? Am I happy with where I'm at? Yes, I'm happy with where I'm at, but I want more, and I know that there is more. And so I continue to do all of the same things we're going to talk about today as you guys are starting your businesses and really changing your mindset from this is just that Scentsy thing to this can be the vehicle that gets me to where I want to be or where I want our family to be. You'll hear a lot of people talk about your why and being able to define what your why is and how your why needs to be big and scary because that's going to drive you and give you your own motivation. Because here's a little secret that maybe you didn't know. Nobody else can give you motivation except you. I thought for years working this business that if I could just cheer people on and, share with them what I was doing and here, do this because this worked for me, that they would then be successful. Everybody's business looks completely different. And there's 101 different ways to work this business. And so what may work for me may not work for somebody else. So I had to be able to open it up to say, I can motivate people all day long, but if they're not going to take action, then that motivation isn't really doing anything. That's why your why has to be there. And for a long time, I didn't really know what my why was. Like I said in the beginning, it was the car payment, being able to make a car payment. And yes, that was a big deal for us because, yeah, we did not have the extra money and we really needed a new car, let me tell you. It was a driving force. Once I got to that point and I realized I could do hard things, you guys can do hard things as well. But once I got to that point, I was able to say, okay, I need to dig deeper with this why. I want this to be more because I see and hear from other people who are Scentsy consultants about how they can have a $10,000 a month paycheck or a $20,000 a month paycheck. One of my good friends, Lisa Roberry, made $71,000 in 1 month in PRV. OMG. That is insane. Okay? These are the things that are truly possible with this business. There really is no limit as to what you can or cannot do. It all comes down to what you are going to do in your business. So you have to learn how to motivate yourself, and with that is going to be your why. So make it big and scary. I created a dream board and I still have it. I keep it on my phone for on the months that I'm really, really, really focusing in, which is a lot of months basically for me. I will actually make it the wallpaper on my phone. And I put on there the things that are really something that I want for my family. I want to be able to take my family to Walt Disney World. I want to be able to pay for that. I want to be able to pay off my husband's car. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to get to the point to where we have zero credit card debt. All of this is going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort on my part. But can I do it? Yes, I know I can. And I know you guys can do it too. Figure out what your why is. And then if that means if you're a visual person, which science tells us that a lot of us are, right? Make a vision board. Even if it is just writing those things down on a list and putting it on the fridge somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. But put that in front of you. Because when you're looking at the things that you want to accomplish, you're realizing that they're bigger than you could have ever imagined. And you have the ability to do that. Now, getting started with Scentsy is really all about how you want to work your business. Again, there's 101 different ways to do it. We know we have to have sales. We know if we want that business income, we need to be sponsoring. And then to continue that business income, to really make that foundation nice and strong, we have to then pour into our team. We have to help them to duplicate and replicate the things that are going to help them with that business income. So I like to call it the rinse and repeat cycle. Every single month, those are the 3 things I'm focusing on: sales, sponsoring, and working on my team. Sales, sponsoring, working on my team every single month. Same things every single month. And those are the things that if you get into that habit of consistency of working those things, you can do this. And let me tell you, for those of you who think, well, I don't have enough time to put all that much effort into this, so this isn't going to work for me. Here's the thing. You can just kick that right outside the door right now, because I got to the point to where my paychecks were 8 to 12,000, or not 12,000, 1,200 when I left my job. And I was working a job that I was putting at least 40 to 50 plus hours in every single week, at a job where I didn't get to just sit down at a desk and I couldn't check messages. I couldn't get on training calls. I couldn't do any of those things until I got home. And some nights it looked like trying to figure out how to fit in my follow-up and get some sales for, the next week in 30 minutes. I had to learn very quickly that I needed to be intentional with my time, that I needed to set myself up on a schedule so that way when I did only have 30 minutes, some nights less than that, that I knew what I was going to work on. So figure out the things that are going to make your business do better. We like to call those or refer to them as IPAs, or income producing activities. Now, a lot of us will see lots of things. If you go on Pinterest right now and just search Scentsy on Pinterest, oh my gosh, you're going to see the cutest Happy Mail. You're going to see the cutest packaging. You're going to see like the coolest labels. And you're just going to be like, oh, I wish I was that creative. Oh my gosh, I wish I could do all those great things. Oh, I wish I was better at that program so then I would be able to do those things too, right? You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to be the best to make this business work for you. And you do not need to be as good as the other people. Because here's the thing, in this business, it isn't a comparison. It isn't if I'm sitting here and Carrie's sitting here. I'm gonna pick on Carrie because I see her on my screen. If me and Carrie are sitting here and I'm gonna be like, oh, well, one of us can get superstar director. Who's it gonna be? That's the thing. Both of us work independent businesses. We can both be superstar directors. We can both be working our business to where we're getting a $10,000 paycheck every single month. There is no comparison between you and anyone else in this business. It is literally you against you every single month. And so every single month, at the end of the month, I like to do what I call a self-audit, and I sit down and I look at what worked for me this month. Where did I fall short? Because trust me, I still fall short in my business to this very day. What were the areas that I did do well at? So I know to continue those, right? Or how can I make those even better, right? So I do that self-audit. So I know when I rinse and repeat the cycle for the next month, where I need to make those changes and make those tweaks. And here's the thing with Cincy as well, is we have an amazing community. You are going to find, specifically here at the Bliss team, you are going to find that you have so many resources. Now, every single person has a sponsor, all right? That's the person that you signed up under. Now, some of you, your sponsor may or may not have the same mindset as you do, right? Remember, I started out with a hobby mindset. I had people who joined me before I started thinking of this as a business, and I didn't really know how to help them. And so I had to tell them, I don't really know, but I can ask, or I can look, or I can see what I can find out for you, right? Because I didn't know how to help them because I wasn't working my business that way. So you may or may not have a sponsor that you can look at to say, okay, I want to be able to do what you're doing. That's okay, because you have an upline, you have a director, a star director, a superstar director. You also have all of the resources at your fingertips, because here's the thing in this community of Scentsy is there are a whole lot of us out there who are giving consistently into this community. I am one of those people. If you look at me on YouTube, you will see that the majority of my YouTube videos are me helping people learn how to work their business. That is what I do. That is my passion. That's what I love about Scentsy, is figuring out how I can do something and how can I help somebody else get the same results, better results, bigger results. So you have a community. You also have a fantastic resource in the workstation. The Cincy Workstation is filled with so many great pieces of information. When I joined back in 2012, I will tell you, there was not what it is today, okay? There was a handful of some like lessons. I think there was a handful of some videos that Scentsy had made, and that was pretty much it, right? You were kind of figuring it all out and working together with other consultants trying to figure out what to do next, how to make it better. So you guys joining today, watching this right now, you have a wealth of information in the workstation, in the training center. Get to know it. You also have a wealth of information with YouTube. Like I said, myself, other leaders out there, other consultants out there are continuously every single day uploading things to YouTube that you can learn, that you can watch, that you can study, that you can maybe find inspiration or say, oh, I love how they were able to do that. I want to figure out how to do that. That would really work for me in my business. I want to learn how to do that in my business. You have all of those opportunities. You also have the opportunity of the Facebook groups. Now, luckily for us in Scented Bliss, we have been building on this community for quite a while. For me and my team on my Scent 365 training group, we do the same. I am trying to do the same things in there, but I will tell you that there are other Facebook groups that contain just fellow consultants who are there to work together, to build relationships and make network connections with each other so that you all can work together. I have met some of the greatest, most amazing people in my life because of Scentsy. Because I found them, whether it was in a Facebook group, whether it was because I was watching them on YouTube, whether it was because they happened to be in this group. I have found so many relationships that I never would have had I not chosen to do this business. So I am very grateful for the community that we have. So know that there are no silly questions. There are no limits to what you can learn or what you need help with. So just reach out when you have those times where you're like, I want to get to the next level, or I want to learn how to master this. I guarantee you, if you talk to your sponsor, your upline, or post in your group, hey, I need help with Canva. I want to learn how to do Canva this week. I guarantee you people are going to say, hey, either I can help you, or let's jump on a Zoom. I'll show you some tricks, or hey, I know this great video, or whatever, right? You are going to have all the resources you need to figure out what you need to figure out. And a piece of advice from myself to you is to do just this, because let me tell you, I am still a recovering workaholic. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get into the fact of I'm not a workaholic anymore. It's just who I am. I love sharing. I love working with other people. I love collaborating, and I love pushing myself to learn new things. If I was still in the corporate world before I left, I would still be enrolled in college classes. That's just who I am. If that's not you, that's okay. But here's the thing. There are ways that you can learn how to do this business. There are ways and so many resources for you to be able to figure it out. Everything is figure outable. Is that a word? Figure outable? I don't know. It is today. So everything is there for you. And we all are here to help you do just that. So you need to figure out your why. You need to set up what your initial goals are going to be and make them realistic goals. Yes, we all want to shoot for the moon. Yes, we all want to retire, whether it's ourselves and our spouse, take that trip to Walt Disney World, right? We want to do all those things, but here's the thing. I need to set my goals month to month to month, because that is when I'm able to actually have control over my business, right? Because I can control how much time I'm going to put into it. I can control what I'm going to focus on, the things that I want to learn this month. And I set myself up those monthly or short-term goals. I want to be able to do this month. So that's what I'm going to focus my time on. Those are the ways that you're going to be able to really figure out your way in this business and how it's going to work for you. I know a lot of consultants, Tracy DeMario is one of them, right? Who a lot of her customer base and a lot of her business comes from doing big events and fairs and shows, right? She doesn't do a whole lot of house parties anymore, but she's able to make connections when she's at events and able to have those sales and build upon those customer relationships. I know other consultants who are fantastic when it comes to doing fundraisers, and that's how they're able to reach their customer base and also give back to their community or to individuals, whatever it is that they're doing the fundraisers for, and building those customer relationships when they get there. I know people who only do home parties. Yes, I know people still do home parties today, right? Can you believe it? Yes, they do. And they have a great community and they're able to meet new people at home parties. That's why we do focus on the party aspect. I know a lot of us don't like the word party anymore because, people get scared when you say the word party. But here's the thing, when it comes to parties, is it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter if it's a Facebook party, a text party, a sip and sniff party. I don't care what it is. The whole point is that you are going to be able to increase your circle of people who you are able to know and to reach in this business. The other thing with this business is we started out with wax and warmers. We were just a wax and warmers company. That's what we were. That's what we've always been. Our product line is so diverse right now. We have a body care line, we have a clean line, we have a pet line, we have got our kids line, we've got our licensed products. Oh my goodness. We have so many products that we can pull from. And I guarantee you that if you were to look at your customer list or look at the people who you know just in your world, I guarantee you that if you think that they're not a wax and warmers person, that there's probably a product that we have that they would probably be interested in. So figuring out who to reach out to and helping them. Have you guys heard of like servant leadership, right? Have a servant mindset. So that's what I like to look at with my customers. How can I serve my customers? What are my customers looking for? How can I help them with fragrance? How can I do that? Right? Do I know people who have kids that are involved in a whole bunch of sports? Okay, let me tell you, those sports and gym bags and lockers and everything else, they stink. Okay, we have products for that. Do you know someone who is a stay-at-home mom and is always cleaning and mopping the floors? Hey, we have products for that. Do you have somebody who's traveling, is maybe a truck driver, or maybe does a lot of those things, right? Is always on the go? We've got products for that. Do you have somebody who loves their dogs? We've got products for that. Somebody who loves to decorate? We got products for that. There are so many ways that we can reach our customers. So we have to learn how to serve them best. Another thing when you are looking at your customers and you're looking at your sales is how you are building those customer relationships. You've probably heard the term fortune is in the follow-up. Let me tell you, follow-up and customer service should be at the forefront of your business at all times. Again, how can we serve our customers? How can we make their experience a good experience? Because at the end of the day, they can go on Scentsy.com and it will randomly give them a Scentsy consultant based on their location. Why are they going to come back to you? Do you follow up with your customer when they place an order? Do you tell them or send them a text or a message on Facebook and say, hey, thank you so much for ordering. I really appreciate that. Your business means the world to me. Are you saying that? Are you saying thank you? When you look to see that their order has shipped and then you watch the tracking, you could say, okay, I see it was delivered yesterday. Are you reaching out to those people and saying, hey, Were you able to have time to unbox your warmer? Because, oh my gosh, you're going to love it. Wait till you see this thing in person. Oh my gosh, have you smelled glacier water? Oh, it's amazing. Those are the points that you're reaching out, right? When you have somebody who you know is a huge Harry Potter fan. Okay, well, you know what? Those are the people that you're going to reach out to say, I know how much you love Harry Potter. Guess what I got coming on September 1st? You're going to love this. Coming from a fangirl, I will tell you, yes, they're going to love it all. Okay? People who love those characters or anything that we have when it comes to our licensed products, trust me, they're going to love these things because that is the thing that we are very, very blessed with when it comes to Scentsy is the quality of our products. Yes, they can probably go to some big box store and buy a warmer and some wax melts or scents or whatever they call them now in the stores, right? But do they offer a lifetime warranty on their warmers? No, they don't. Are they able to give them one-to-one service and reach out to them and thank them and maybe send them a handwritten note? I told you guys before, I spend a lot of money on Amazon. I spend a lot of money at Target. Do you think they've ever written me a thank you note? No, they have not. I recently, well, rather, my husband recently bought me a car off of Carvana. I thought it was an amazing experience. It was super cool, right? He did it all over the phone. Again, e-commerce. Did it all over the phone. They literally delivered. They truly do. If you've ever seen their commercials, they literally delivered on a flatbed truck, my car, pulled it off. It was amazing. The day after it was delivered, my husband got a phone call. How are you loving your vehicle? Is there any questions that you have? How amazing. There's I think it was 7 days, a 7 day, like you keep it for 7 days. And if you don't like it, you can exchange it kind of a thing. At that 7 day mark, they reached back out to my husband. Are you satisfied with your vehicle? Is there any questions you have? How can we help you? It was amazing. They still have been reaching out, checking in with an email. We're so thankful to have you as part of our Carvana family, or however it is that they say it, but it's a Carvana family. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? The next time I'm buying a car, heck yeah, I'm going back to them. It's the same way with our business, right? If you personalize that interaction with your customers, you're going to find that your repeat customers are going to be the heart and soul of your business. I will tell you from experience, that is the majority of my sales every single month. I could do the math, but I'm going to go off the top of my head. I'm going to say probably 60% of the sales that I do every single month are repeat customers. Because I love taking care of my customers. And yeah, sometimes I might be all bougie and go all out with some big old Happy Mail. But I will tell you that there are customers that I have where I have literally just handwritten notes on months because I didn't have the extra money to do Happy Mail or pay for all the postage. And I will tell you, they still came back and bought from me again. And they were even more touched that I took the time to handwrite a note and ask them about their kids. Or I wanted to also tell you happy anniversary. I saw that you and your husband were celebrating your anniversary last month. Happy anniversary. The response that I get back when I do those things, oh my goodness. You would think I just gave them a car. I was Oprah, just handing out cards to people. I'm selling things that smell good. But I take the time to make sure that my customers know how much I appreciate them, because without my customers and without your customers, you're not going to be able to rinse and repeat this business. Now, I want to give you some tools in order to work your business. So I'm going to share this in the chat, and then I'm also going to share it into the event as well. And when I record this, I will of course put it into the comments as well, or the description of the video. But I've got a link in the chat. And what that is that is a link that you are free to use. You could also use it with your own team members, however you'd like to use it. When you click on that, you're going to be taken to this website where you literally can click anything, and it is going to get you started with everything that you need to focus on in getting started in your business. There are tutorials of the workstation. It's going to give you a full workstation overview. There are ways on how to enter a party, how to take payment or close the party, right? To be able to close everything out. There's resources on the compensation plan. There are resources to the consultant guide. All of those things are there for you. And all of those things are going to help you. Now, everything that you need in your business, no, it's not going to be everything, but let me tell you, those basic pieces of information, those are going to be the things that you are going to want to rinse and repeat. And you're going to find that over time, as you rinse and repeat all of those things of doing parties and putting them in, you're going to learn along the way, hey, I think I can do this a little bit easier. Maybe next time I'll try doing it this way. Or I want to learn how to schedule my posts out and do a Facebook party. I want to figure out how to do that, right? You're going to be able to do that. But having your business at the basics, always bringing it back to the basics, because I'm probably the queen at trying to, well, I know I'm the queen at overthinking things, but I'm probably the queen at also trying to really just like try and explode everything and go over the top. I literally have to rein myself back in and go, Jacqui, you don't need to be so bougie. Come on, slow your roll. That's what I have to do because I get so excited because I do love all the fun stuff. But at the end of the day, is all that extra stuff making me any more money? Well, if it is, I'm going to continue to do it. But if it's not, well, I can probably learn something else that will help me make more money. It's not clickable. Let me double check that real quick. You checked it twice. She was like, I checked it twice. She even made sure she checked it twice. It's pulling up for me. Okay. I think some of you guys are getting it. You may have to try it in a different browser, Heather. Thank you, Stacy. Okay. So yeah, so all of those are clickable on there. Like I said, you can feel free to use that to share that however you want it. Excellent. Great. Those are some great touch tone steps. A lot of that you will find is information that is literally from your workstation. So it's going to get you into your workstation and get you more familiar with that. Another piece of advice I will tell you too is to get into your workstation and just start clicking on everything. Here's the thing, you can't break it. Here's the other thing, you can't accidentally order something unless you accidentally also put in your credit card number. So get in there while you're learning and playing and trying to figure out closing the party in the best way, and go in there and create yourself $1,000 party and look at, oh my gosh, what would the rewards be if somebody had $1,000 party? What would they spend it on? What would you spend it on, right? How would you do that? So get in there and get familiar with your workstation, because I will tell you that being able to learn the workstation and figure out where things are, oh my gosh, that changed my business. You wouldn't believe, because it answered so many questions for me. I'd be like, oh, well, duh. Why didn't I think of that? I should have known that. That was just 2 weeks ago. I will tell you, I still show up for trainings every single week. Every single week. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I'm a star director. I love what I do. But every Tuesday, you will see me on the Tuesday All Consultant Training Call. There's also a leadership call that I get on every week with Scentsy on Mondays. I am always on that call. That's usually when you'll see me sharing the top 10 top selling products for the week, because that's where I get it from. I show up to that call every single week. I told you I'm a consistent learner, and I think that is one of the things that has helped me to be successful in this business. Am I done yet? Oh, hell no. I told you, I got big plans. My next goal, and I've told my husband this, I've written it down. It is in my planner. So I look at it every single time when I go to look at my planner because I put it on the front cover. My next plan is to pay off my husband's car. I want to be able to do that for no other reason other than to say, I did that. I did that. The very first time I was able to earn enough money with Scentsy to make that car payment, I cried tears of joy. You would have thought I had just won the lottery. I was so proud of myself because I was like, I was able to make this happen. Me, somebody who said, I'm not good at sales. This is never going to work for me. I don't have time to learn all these programs because my job doesn't let me do that. I was able to do those things because I was intentional and I made the time for it. So there's going to be times in your business where you're going to want to not do it, or you're going to get down on yourself, or maybe your month is just not going right. You've had 5 parties and all 5 of them just completely bombed. Spoiler alert, it's going to happen. The good thing is that you have a whole community of us who can say, yep, been there, done it. I got a t-shirt to prove it. But you know what? I'm still doing it again this month. And I'm going to do it again next month. And I'm going to show it up the month after that too. Because I know that this business, if we continue to be consistent and intentional with what we are doing and building upon those core pieces of our business, which a lot of them are on that link there, then the promotions will come, the paychecks will come, the customers will come. All of that is going to fall into place. And you always have a whole community of us here cheering you on, letting you know you're not alone, letting you know, yep, happened to me too. I tried that whole Facebook bingo party and it didn't work for me. So I got to figure out a new way to do it. And that's what we do. Every Wednesday in this group, we have a Work It Wednesday where we get on, and sometimes it's during the day, sometimes it's in the evenings, but we get on and it's all of us just working together. And those are great ways for you to be able to show up and learn, ask questions, get to know each other. Every Sunday we have a happy hour. Same thing. Well, we don't necessarily work. Well, some of us do some work during the happy hour, but it's more of a touch base on some top tips, things that we're working on, things that we've seen people are having a lot of questions about. We are giving all the resources that we possibly can to make everybody successful in how they want to do this and what they want to do with it. So if you haven't told yourself lately, or if you haven't heard it lately, you'll always hear it from me, and you'll always hear it from some of these other amazing leaders that are on the call as well, right? You are worthy. You are capable of doing anything you set out to do. You have everything you need to get to where you want to go in this business. If you're having a bad day, you have people that you can reach out to. If you have a question or you want to learn something new, you have people here to reach out to. You are in a wonderful place. And I don't know how that just happened. Okay. You guys have the ability to do all of these things and more. I am so excited for you guys starting your journey if you are relaunching your business. That's also an exciting thing. Like I said, I've done it 100 times. I'll probably do it 100 more. But that's how we grow, and that's how we learn, and that's how we get better at doing this. And we are better together in Scentsy. So reach out if you guys have any issues or questions with those links um, in that link that I shared. Like I said, this will be recorded and we'll get it out so you can share it with other people on your team, or if you need to go back and rewatch it, whatever you need. We are all cheering everybody on. It is amazing. It is amazing. This whole little wax and warmers business is so much more than wax and warmers. And we are so excited to get to do it with you. So thank you all for showing up tonight. Thank you for pouring time into yourself. Congratulations. That is a big thing. So continue doing what you're doing, and we will talk soon.